Hey, folks. I've been thinking lately about isolation. I've been dealing with a good bit of it in recent days, being between jobs as I am. And upon realizing that I was feeling, and in fact am, more isolated than I'm used to being, the question of what to do about that naturally springs forth. And I thought I might use this talk as an excuse to think out loud about it. I think that one of the things I find myself doing in these periods of isolation, which can happen to anybody, um, it's very common to happen whenever you lose a job, when you move to a new town, when you or your partner leave your relationship. Even losing a pet can leave us feeling unexpectedly isolated. And what this is an absence of the social contact that we're used to having. And humans are social creatures. It's a very serious part of our lives to connect with people and be connected. When we lose that, the invitation that we receive, the gift of isolation is an invitation to connect with the self. It's like if you've got a TV, imagine an old school TV, if you can, where you change channels with a remote. And you're flipping through the channels 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you're used to having lots of different things to see: sports, nature documentaries, news, cartoons. Only when you're isolated, every single channel seems to be pointing straight back at you. And this can be suffocating. We've just suffered a loss, perhaps. We're dealing with a difficult time. We're suffering, struggling. I don't want to look so deeply into my own truth and flaws. So, what do? Well, social media is always there for us, right? This guy. And it's a great temptation when we're isolated and we've been given the gift of self reflection to deny that gift, to instead make ourselves part of the world again by engaging in social media, by scrolling, maybe posting a few comments, liking or upvoting or downvoting a few things, sharing our opinion with a bunch of internet strangers. But what does this get us? I think you all know the answer to this. And the point I want to make here isn't that social media is bad or evil. I think it does wonderful things. But that when we're in a period of transition and feeling isolated, to not overlook the chance we have to be presently focused on ourselves and develop and help turn into whatever the next thing is. That's something that I'm working really hard on right now. And during times of transition, I think is one of the most challenging times to stay present focused, but it's perhaps the most important time to stay present focused. Because in order to properly observe the self and to take the next small action, we have to know where we are today. It's not about who we were last month. It's not about where we're going to be in 6 months. It's about who we are today. What are we feeling right now? What are we dealing with right now? One of the things that I've realized in my recent isolation, the main things that I miss from having a job is the chance to actually talk to people just a few times every day. I had a customer facing job where I was working before, and every single day I was talking to a customer, I was talking to a coworker, meetings every day. And, we can all, there's such a thing as too many meetings, but also such a thing as too few. And I was really missing that contact, that conversation with people. And so what I've started doing is just making sure every single day, whether I have an interview or not, that I'm finding someone to talk to. And it turns out there are a lot of people out there who are cool with talking to me. Just something I'm insanely grateful for. That might not be you, though. Maybe you don't need a good conversation every day. Maybe you need something else. What is it you need in your isolation to be okay? You can carry this too far, of course. I learned recently about this sort of portmanteau of the term incel and gym bro. Incels being, of course, involuntary celibates. The is the community the right word? The community of men who feel that they have no opportunities for a sexual partnership. And gym bros, of course, dudes who like going to the gym. And a gym cell is apparently somebody who is obsessive about going to the gym, taking care of themselves, and working on their bodies, but never turns that into success in the dating market, success in their lives, success in their work, whatever it may be. It's an error of self-focus, where you're so focused on developing yourself that you forget that when you finish developing yourself, you got to go out into the world. The world needs you to go out and bring your gifts. But that's not really the heart of the message I want to talk about today. Really, this is just a reflection on isolation. And I'm saying this out loud and recording it because I need the reminder. It's all too easy to just pop this bad boy open. And yeah, I can delete Reddit, I can delete Twitter, I can delete YouTube, but they're so easy to get back that that's sort of a symbolic gesture. And the truth is, engaging with these services in small amounts is okay. In fact, it might be good. The trick is to not engage with this when I should be engaging with this. This is my book. It's something I started doing like a month or two ago, where not so much a journal or a log of events and thoughts, it's more like a bunch of personal reminders to remind myself, to shock myself into the present moment and seeing clearly. And in fact, this discussion comes from something I wrote down earlier today. Isolation is a gift. Use it. Use it for yourself. Give to yourself. What am I giving to myself during this time? I'm sleeping a bit more than I usually do. That's nice. I'm taking more time to think through things, to connect with friends and family. But other than that, it's a lot of what I used to do. And one of the greatest gifts I can give myself for the person that I am is to not completely change my life just because I'm between jobs. That's why you still see me streaming at night. That's why I'm still going to be making new podcasts. Watch out for those, by the way. And that's why I'm not disappearing into my hole and doom scrolling social media. Because through hard work, I've come to like the person that I am and be excited to meet the person that I'm going to become. And I wish the same for all of you. So don't forget, isolation is a gift. Don't lose the invitation to reflect on and develop the self however you need it to go. Shock yourself into the present by going for a walk, by writing in a journal, by doing whatever it is you need to do to not lose yourself in anticipation of the future or examination of the past. Because you're here now. And if you don't stay here, you'll lose the now. I think that's all I got for today. Thanks, folks. I'll talk again soon. Later.